The big thing about the brothers is the application, and a big phrase is okay, is the mens rea, the guilty mind. How are you going to look at corruptly? And it's really a gray term, very vague, and it could really open up a big can of worms with who could be found guilty under these statutes. I mean, you could be looking at 20 million public employees plus individuals working at private firms, companies, organizations that receive federal monies. So large reach. And so they wanted to look and say, are we really talking about bribery straight up versus a gratuity? So is it kind of a quid pro quo, something for something, or if it's just a matter of saying thank you? And they kind of came back and said, well, if it's merely just a thank you, a gratuity, it doesn't violate the law. Right. In this case, yes, it was definitely after the fact because there really can't be a quid pro quo, something for something. So it just kind of happens after the fact. It's more easily to say it was a gift. And I think the funny thing, you go back with the ComEd and everything else, is you've got to look at the mens rea of the individuals involved. So I receive a gift after the fact, but then you have to look at the provider, giver, and say, is what was the intent of giving the gift? I mean, as he pointed out, 15 of 23 counts against Madigan wouldn't be affected by this. So the decision might be just to kind of forget about those extra counts, those 7, and try to avoid any type of appeal and move forward. So it was really, I mean, there was hesitancy, but it was really a really smart decision to wait. So ultimately, it gets him off. It can get him off the hook for some of the charges, but not all of them. So, I think it was wise to kind of wait and then maybe shut the door down to a possible future appeal based on the Snyder ruling. It's possible. You don't really know what's going to go on with juries. Again, is this like Madigan's defense? Their defense is this is just business as normal, politics as normal. And that's all it was. It was kind of like there were gratuities and all that, but it wasn't certain. It certainly wasn't, bribery. Again, one of the things that they did point out is this is federal law, and you still do have, say, the state statutes to look at. And we saw that with Trump in New York. So, but that being said, a retrial, I think, is you got to really go back and look at the charges against them and see what evidence there was to establish a mens rea.